Hello and welcome to the program. I am DEJI360. It appears the crisis rocking the main opposition People's Democratic Party may be reaching a tipping point with reports of a deal between the aggrieved G5 PDP governors and the presidential candidate of the ruling All Progressives Congress, Bola Tinubu. The G5 governors reportedly met with Tinubu in London where the deal was struck, but the full details of the deal is actually not out yet. What is, however, certain is that the aggrieved governors have no intention whatsoever to support the candidate of their party, Atiku Abubakar. There's been yet no official reaction to the development from the PDP, but some top members of the opposition party have come out to say they are not surprised. It therefore would be interesting to see what action the PDP takes against the 5 governors who, from the reports we're gathering now, have no intention of defecting from the party. Don't forget, 3 of them are candidates in the next election under the platform of the PDP, and others are backing PDP gubernatorial candidates in their states to succeed them. Well, we'll wait and see what happens. But joining me right now to discuss this further is Dr. Adetokunbo Pierce, who is a member of the PDP National Presidential Campaign Council and Lagos State Coordinator Atiku Okowa Presidential Campaign Support Groups. Thank you very much, Doc, for coming on the program. What do you make of this latest development by the G5 governors?
Most people you've talked to would have told you that they're not surprised, and I'm not surprised. But what I make of what is going on now with the PDP protesting governors is that they are in a trap they have set for themselves. They are confused, they are divided, they have no direction, there's no unity amongst them, and frankly, they are scared and they don't know where to go. So, we just wait for them to decide on exactly how they are going to handle the crisis that they have developed for themselves and the trap they have set for themselves.
But why is it so difficult for your party to wield the big stick against these governors? Because, you know, to an extent, what they're doing is clearly anti-party.
The PDP is such a party that never wields the big stick. We have had a lot of people in our party who have been involved in anti-party activity, but the party just lets people be, and it's a very democratic system we run, and people are free to express themselves, and eventually things will settle down. As you see now, the G5 are in serious trouble. In London, what we heard, a couple of things that happened. Number one, Bola Tinubu told them that before they can come and negotiate, they have to go and defect. They have to leave the PDP. Even Wike doesn't know what to do about that. Actually, he says in a statement I read recently, just a few hours ago, that it's not an option. But if Bola Tinubu is saying you have to leave your party before you can negotiate with me, and Wike is saying it's not an option for him to leave the PDP, then there's a deadlock. And who has a problem? Tinubu doesn't have any problem. The APC doesn't have any problem. The PDP doesn't have any problem. The problem is with the governors who want to defect or not to defect. They don't know what to do. They are confused.
But also from the reports we have read, the report is that, yes, you're quite right, that the governors do not intend to leave the party because, just as I said in my intro, some of them are candidates for the next election now under your party platform. But what they plan to do is to work for other candidates right while they're still members of your party. And the question is, why is your party so reluctant to deal with this issue decisively? Is this a case of some animals being more equal than others? Is it because of the fact that these PDP governors, who are your members, are high-profile members of your party?
No, you will never see a situation where the PDP actually dismisses people from the PDP, you know, sanction them. PDP doesn't operate like that. We have free expression, a real democratic system, and the governors are digging a hole for themselves, and they're not going to get out of that hole. I do not think that the party will bother to expel them or suspend them, because that will be creating litigation for the party. And don't forget, they have members of their family, their friends, and members of the party who support them. few as they may be, fragmented as they may be, but there's still some people. So we don't want to cause any rancor. Let the quarrel be between them and themselves. They are going to run themselves aground, and it's happening already. Don't forget that the governor of Abia and the governor of Benue are both now running for Senate. How do you explain to your people? And that's why they could not come to an agreement in England. They could not come to an agreement on what to do. Those two say they don't think that they can leave the party. For Wike, as far as he's concerned, he's ready to go, but there's nowhere to go. All of them have a problem. What do you make of what happened in the Southwest? When Governor Makinde said he's not supporting Atiku, he's not supporting Ayu must go, of the 6 states in that geopolitical zone, 5 of them came out right away. The 6th one came out a little bit later to say, we are with Atiku and we do not want Ayu to go. The National Working Committee of the party, the overall authority in the party, has decided that Ayu should stay and that all of us must go with the presidential candidate.
Why is it so difficult to accede to the major demand of these governors? Why is it so difficult to let Ayu go? I mean, if that will bring peace and help you to win this election.
It will not bring peace, and it will not help us to win election. And the main reason why it is so difficult is because the PDP is a democratic system, and we operate a democracy, respect for rule of law, respect for our constitution. What happened was that Ayu said, if a presidential candidate comes out from the north,
yes,
he will be willing to step down.
Yes.
If providing the party says I should step down. And so the case was brought to the party. The National Working Committee of the party decided that Ayu should stay. That should be the end of it. All these governors that are insisting that Ayu must go before they support the ticket are being very mischievous, and they have themselves to blame where they find themselves now. They have found themselves in trouble. They have run themselves aground. They know that nobody in their party is going to support them for their candidacy for whatever they're running for.
So, sorry to interject, but do you accept that, look, you need these governors more than you would need them out of the party, that you need them in your party, you need them to work for you for the coming election?
We do, but I tell you this, what you're going to find in this election in 2023 is a direct competition between a leader and the people. The people, the members of the PDP and the citizens of Nigeria generally are saying, you are a leader, but you do not own the state. You know what Aristotle says? The whole is greater than the sum of its parts. No one is an island. No leader won 80% of his election in the primaries, not to talk about generally. Therefore, you may be governor, but you do not own the state. The people of the state own their state, and they are the whole. You are just a part of it. And therefore, what we are doing, what Atiku is doing, is campaigning to the people. Some leaders may not agree with you. So long as the people are with you, you are going to win your election in a democracy.
But this is certainly not a good one for your party. If these five governors leave,
if these 5 governors leave, you will be surprised that they are the ones that are going to suffer, not the party, not the presidential candidate. Are you telling me that in Rivers State, because Wike says he's not supporting the ticket, that the people of Rivers State will say, okay, we are not supporting the ticket? So what's going to happen to his own candidate for governor? What is going to happen to all the PDP candidates for House of Reps and for State Assembly?
Unfortunately, the elections are not happening on the same day. I mean, the election for the governorship and the president.
That makes it worse for them. That makes it worse. Because once the presidential election is gone, for instance now, let me tell you what they're telling people, what the people of Oyo State are telling Governor Makinde. If we have the presidential election and Atiku wins, and we find that when Atiku was running, you did not support him, you have a problem to win your own governorship. If we have the presidential election and Atiku loses, then you know yourself, you'll be able to pack your bags and go. Therefore,
so it's a catch-22 situation.
For him, more than for Atiku. Because losing in your state doesn't mean Atiku is going to lose the election. Just as an example, we cannot lose in those 5 states where these governors are rebelling against the party. There's no doubt about it. Already they themselves are telling you they are not sure that they are going to do anything against the party. If they are not careful, they will lose their own election for Senate. And if it's not careful, the governor for your state will lose his re-election bid. Therefore, it is more dangerous for them to continue in this path. It is better for them to make peace with the party. If you want to leave the party, you are free to go. This is the attitude of the PDP. If you want to stay in the party and comport yourself appropriately. Therefore, we have nothing to lose, really. The governors have taken a position. It is becoming more and more difficult for them to justify their position. It is becoming more and more unhappy for them. Their position is becoming more and more untenable. Therefore, the PDP should just stay where it is, continue to campaign on issues. Atiku continues to promote his 5 points agenda to secure the country, to unify the country, to develop the economy, to restructure the country, and to promote education as a foundation for growth. Once Nigerians hear that, our problems within the PDP are minor issues. APC has monumental problems. We don't discuss that a lot of the time because their chances in this election is so slim that there's no point even talking about where they are because they have many problems. But the most important problem is that they have no message for the Nigerians to vote for them.
That's actually an irony because these 5 governors, at least quite a number of them, do not see things that way. And the report we're gathering is that that's the reason why some of them are opting for the APC. Anyway, we'll just wait and see how it plays out. Dr. Adetokunbo Pierce, member of the PDP National Presidential Campaign Council and, of course, the leader of the Atiku Kowa Lagos support groups. Now, thank you very much for coming on the program and for sharing your thoughts with us. Let's just hope your party is able to resolve this because if you ask me, I think you still need this. You still need these governors.
Nobody's an island.
Nobody's an island.
We need them, but
most
if
definitely.
They don't want to work with us, we are going to succeed with or without them.
Most definitely. Thank you very much for coming on the program.
Thanks for having me.
All right. We'll take a short break and we'll be right back. Don't go away.
Opinions are free, facts are sacred, but truth is universal.
How, in practical terms, can we, for instance, de-escalate the tension?
President must see himself as the president of the Federal Republic.
We know where the enemy is. 3 places. The Lake Chad Basin, the border area between Nigeria and Cameroon, and then the Sambisa Forest.
On DEJI360, we give you a complete dose of everything. Opinion, facts, and undiluted truth.
I hardly believe what politicians say in this part of the world.
A new Nigeria is possible, a future is possible.
We delve into the issues, dissect it so that you can understand it, and use it to take action.
I don't think there's any need for any governor to look for grant for ranching.
DEJI360, dissecting the issues.